Welcome back to the Dynasty Citadel. It is me, Terry, and I'm back after about a month. Need a little break. I'm actually looking at some of this stuff that I haven't seen in a little while. Talk to you guys, but it's been good. The main thing is consistency, and I think I appreciate every single last time I come on here. But what I'm, I think when I've been watching different channels and keeping up, of course, with the dynasty landscape, what's been going on, what's been happening. So I want to just talk about what I've seen, and then I'm start just making daily content, even if I have to do it on the phone. I'm just gonna have to do something. What my Falcons at? I'm like, this is a team that I like. Got it from the closet, fresh, new, whatever. Have a bunch of hats. And if you watch this channel at any time, okay. So, and not to ramble on, but let's go ahead and get into it. Today we'll be covering a bunch of different topics. Go over some dynasty rankings. Look at some rookies. Might do the 2026 class. Talk about some second year players going in this year. Buy low targets that I'm hearing about. Talk about a little about training camp, injury updates. We're just gonna do a bunch of things today just to get the ball rolling again, and then we'll get back into the flow, how I normally was getting into things. But let's go ahead and start this thing off. So, what I'm going to do, our favorite website, Keep Trade Cut. I wonder if everybody can see that though. Probably can. Should be able to. I'm over here looking at a totally different screen right now. But Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, take your pick. To be honest with you, it doesn't really matter. How old is Josh Allen? That would be the big question. How old Josh Allen is. Do we have his birthday on here? I wonder if I can let's click onto his profile. He's 29 now. Okay. You have Jaden Daniels, who's probably 24. It's right here. I see it now. Who's 24. 24, got 24. So, to be honest with you, just if you're looking at pure age, and it's right here. I'm not sure I missed it. It's right there. But if we're looking at just pure age, Jaden Daniels actually probably the guy to go get in Dynasty over somebody like Josh Allen. If you can find a manager who really wants Josh Allen and is willing to do the swap, because Josh Allen has been number one in fantasy, let's just say for the past 5 years. I think if we look up some stats here, we can do it real quick. Dang, that's the thing about not being on for a while. I forgot. You forget your sites and whatnot. But fantasyday.com. Honestly, I'm about to go to. I'm gonna type in Josh Allen, but I'm honestly just about to go to my sleeper profile and just show you guys that, and just go to a couple different leagues I was in. But okay. But if we look at Josh Allen, we have 396, 402, 395, 392, and let's see, those ads are there. Let me try to see if I knock them out. 379 last year, and that's probably just regular PPR scoring. There's probably no added bonuses, nothing of that sort. But as we see, Josh Allen's going to be top rank. If we look at Jaden Daniels, and again, we're only looking at from a seasonal view. He's only had one season, 355, and he'll get better. He should get better. So and the thing is, you wonder about the CJ Stroud comp, but the thing about CJ doesn't run. Jaden can. So there's always going to be that baseline. He had in his rookie year, he had 891 yards rushing. I'm interested to see what Lamar had his second year, because I don't believe, if I remember right, Lamar didn't really play too much his first year. But his second year is what I would be interested in. Let's keep scrolling. I can't remember. Was that second year MVP year? Or was the third year? No, the second year probably was MVP year. 415. Yeah, that was probably the MVP year. How many yards did he had? He had 1,200 yards that season. Makes sense. 3,100 yards passing, 1,200. Yeah. So. Yeah, that's the path Jaden Daniels could potentially be on going into the second year. because you'll think for a rookie quarterback, they probably dialed down the playbook, especially to start the beginning of the year. Not sure why it's doing that. Especially to start the beginning of the year, and then towards the end of the year, probably let him go all the way out. I know the thing is with him, Lamar is built a little bit stronger, but not necessarily at first, if I remember correctly. But Jaden Daniels is definitely built lean. So that's what you would kind of be looking at. Start off here. But I wanted to go to keep trade cut because I wanted to look outside of the quarterbacks, which we could do right here, to see who are our top players. And I have most people play in a tight end premium, some sort of tight end premium. So I have one here because I believe the way Keep Trade Cut has it is if you're doing 0.5 tight end premium, that's +1 plus. If you do 2, dang, they're saying 2 Brock Bowers is number 1. No, I'm sorry. I think this is like 1, and then I believe the third one is 2. Oh, that is interesting. I would trade a whole bunch for Brock Bowers. But Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and your standard leagues nowadays, standard super flex leagues, they're your 1 and 2 players outside. Brock Bowers has definitely moved up. Malik Neighbors, I think, is right to be at 3. Then you have Bijan, you have Gibbs. Thinking about Gibbs, I think this will probably be crazy to say. I think this is probably the highest his value will be. Same with Bijan, to be honest with you. It's probably the highest their value will be. They're just 23, which makes this great. To just being honest, makes it a great scenario for both guys. And you could keep them on your roster. Or if you do decide to trade them, let's just say you want to trade them for Jonathan Taylor, Kenneth Walker, and of course you're down tiering majorly if you go Kenneth Walker route. But if you do decide to down tier, make sure you get enough back. Whether that, if you're rebuilding, make sure you get picks, and you would get a ton of picks for that. Because if you're not, you just keep them on your roster until a team really decides they need them. And then if you're a championship contender, you just keep them on your roster. There's no point. There's nothing back that you can get more valuable than these two, unless you're getting back a young wide receiver in the name of Malik Neighbors. That would be the only one. Or you could go, because I do believe Marvin Harrison will be good this year. If you get Marvin Harrison plus, yeah, that's something I would consider, just because I value the wide receiver more than the running back personally. But let's just get into our best bets for this year. Jamar Chase. So the thing about these two, they're interchangeable, to be honest with you. So me personally, and I know one says tier 1, one says tier 2, but if I could, it depends. If I have Joe Burrow on my team, I'm not doing it. But if I could down tier from Jamar Chase and get Justin Jefferson and say the person is going to give me something on top of it, it's a possible chance I do that. Just because I believe Justin Jefferson is quarterback proof. And who does he have? Because they had Darnold last year. McCarthy's going to be there this year. It's going to be, honestly, he's going to put up the same numbers that he always does. And I don't think there's going to be any difference. I honestly don't think there's going to be too much of a difference there. So I honestly think those guys, if you could flip-flop them, and the same thing with CD Lamb. You see how CD Lamb's value, just on Keep Trade Cut, is basically almost 2,000 points below Jamar's, about 1,300 below Justin Jefferson. Again, because the thing about these top guys, these established top guys here that we see on our boards right now, they've done it long enough. CD lost Dak last year. He's going to get Dak back, and he's going to put up his 1,500 yards. I'm not sure if he'll get 10 touchdowns or not, but he's going to be a top wide receiver, over 300 fantasy points a game, as long as he stays healthy. But right now we're assuming everybody is going to stay healthy. The thing about somebody like Brian Thomas, we don't know, especially with Travis Hunter there. Everybody believes he's wide receiver 1, but everybody can also see the talent of Travis Hunter. So that gives you some pause, to be honest with you. Malik Neighbors didn't have a quarterback last year. That's why he's so high up on the board. And he honestly has the potential to be number 1. I've tried trades to get Malik Neighbors, me personally, and have been unsuccessful. And I have Jamar Chase in the league. And I tried to get off of him, couldn't get off of him. I couldn't even get off of him straight up for Jamar Chase. And then I made another trade. I got Justin Jefferson. So one of my teams, I have both Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. I have no running backs on this team yet. Picked up a lot of backup running backs in the draft, so we'll see how those pan out. But I can't. Malik Neighbors is the one guy in any league I really cannot get, unless, of course, if I'm going to give up a ton. But a lot of my teams, I'll say half and half. Some because I like rebuilding sometimes too. So, but my championship type teams, yeah, nobody's doing that because you can see Malik Neighbors without a quarterback was already a top 7 wide receiver last year. He has Russell Wilson, and Lord forbid if Jameis gets on the field. Yeah, I'm gonna say Malik Neighbors might get 200 targets, so that's why everybody was so happy about it. But Malik Neighbors has the possibility to actually increase his value, which is crazy to say, but he has a big potential to do that. Brock Bowers, to be honest with you, I think this is the highest Brock Bowers would really go. Brock Bowers would really have to put up some serious numbers. Now, he's still number 1 in that offense. Jacoby Myers, I believe, is on the last year of his deal. Jack Besh, he'll get integrated into the offense as well. Trey Tucker, I believe, has been making some noise at camp. But outside of that, there's no true Dante Thornton they picked up in the 4th round, if I remember right. But there's nobody that is really going to challenge Bowers, just being honest, because Jacoby was there last year. It's not like Jacoby just integrated in offense this year. He was there last year. And they had Devontae Adams. They had Devontae Adams for a portion last year too. So I'm not sure if Brock Bowers will increase in value, but if you have a tight end premium league and if it's anything above a 0.5, try anything to get him. Because as you see right here, as soon as I added any plus, and if you play at a 2-point reception, I have one league. It is, I'll show you one day, but it is a 0.5 PPR, 0.5, but tight ends get an extra 1.75. So basically they get 2.25 per reception. I don't have Bowers, but I have a lot of just what you would consider mid-tier guys right now. Like, and crazy to say, but like a Travis Kelce, Evan Ingram, got Kincaid in the 9th round, believe it or not, because people are down at Kincaid. Could care less. It's still just great value. I even got Hunter Henry. Picked up Cole Kmet. This is another guy I missed. Oh, Goddard. Yeah, just pick those guys up. I think I started drafting tight end in that league around the 9th round, just because we had so many spots. I think it's 12. Start 12 in that league. I believe it's either start 12 or start 11. It's but it's like five flex spots, still super flex league. Yeah, and most of my spots are tight ends. It just makes sense, and I'll probably win that league, to be honest with you, unless injury or whatnot will kill me. But I have a pretty deep team in that league. Let's get back to what we were supposed to be talking about over here. Get on a tangent, but okay. Let's do this. Okay, if we're looking at let's look at purely wide receivers right here. Actually, I want to keep picks in here. Let's look at purely wide receivers, because that's my go-to. I try to make wide receiver models and try to figure this all the way out. But Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, number 1, number 2. Honestly, Malik Neighbors needs to be in that top tier as well, just because you can't get him. CD, I've seen trades for CD. Honestly, it's not a bad bet to down tier from Justin Jefferson to CeeDee Lamb if you get something on top, because they'll probably be around similar ranges. Justin Jefferson might be above him, but it shouldn't be that crazy even if he is. Same thing with Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase had a good year, great year actually, but him replicating that, I would give it a 50-50 shot just because it is with Jamar Chase, but I wouldn't be surprised if he dropped down to wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 5 this year. Wouldn't surprise me, to be honest with you, just because they start bracketing him out there. Brian Thomas is unknown. He's a rising guy, though, but still not totally sure. St. Brown, when you talk about down tiers, everybody, it's like you forget about him every year, but he puts up like top 5 wide receiver numbers and I can't remember. I think he still was top 10 last year. I'm pretty sure he was, but still a top guy. Puka Nacua is the guy who I believe PFF metrics has him I think he's was he number one in yards per run last year? I think he just didn't play enough games, but he would have been the number one receiver. Drake London, Nico Collins, Ladd is the other guy. He still can increase in value. He was just a rookie. They did pick up Trey Harris. I'm interested to see how they do with Quentin Johnston, but Ladd is the unquestioned one there. Marvin Harrison has the most room to move up just because, one, his name, two, he's definitely number one wide receiver, and I'm not sure if we've seen any pictures. Let me see if I can pull them up. If we've seen any pictures, but Marvin Harrison bulked up so much that it looks absolutely incredible. But to be honest with you, it really doesn't it doesn't matter if he can't get open, because the separation was part of the issue. Separation was part of the issue, and then the contested catches, because his contested catches weren't that great for a guy his size, to be honest with you. Yeah, so that would be the main issues, but Marvin Harrison, I wonder if there's a way. There's got to be a way for me to screenshot easier. Forget that. Forget screenshot. Can I just move it over here? There we go. So that wasn't too bad. I like being able to do that. All right. Anyway, you have somebody like Marvin Harrison. I think because you see this picture right here, it's like, it might be photoshopped. You never know. You truly don't know. But you look at it like, okay, he's been putting in work. It's not like he, he is big, a lot bigger now, but it doesn't look like there's not like no fat or nothing like that. So hopefully, like, he still can move, still runs, still can do all that stuff. And the thing is, and I was reading something from Rome Odunze, because he's another guy I believe in heavily. And I think that offense last year with the Bears was just a tragedy, to be honest with you. But he was saying that this year he had to get stronger just in the upper body. Just to be able, because he said it's a lot of hand fighting, just pushing and stuff like that, just to get off the line of scrimmage, and so he just needed to get stronger in that area. And DJ Moore said he could definitely see it. So I'm interested to see how that for both of those receivers, because both of them, according to Matt Harmon, should have been really good. Now necessarily, I think Marvin probably would have been better. There was a few plays, few games that he was open, he just didn't get the ball, or some catches he should have made, in my opinion, that he did not make. So I think he cleans that up. He will easily go in that top 5 conversation again, namesake, and then just where he was projected to be at. So he'll skyrocket boards. Odunze, I think it'll take a little more, just because he is with the Bears offense. He is with Caleb Williams. You do need to build that trust factor. But he's a guy that you could get low if people will get off of him. In your smarter leagues, it's tough because they aren't moving Rome Odunze. But I wrestle with the thought of moving somebody like Ted McMillan for Rome Odunze, if somebody would do that. And I'm about to look on this board to see where they both rank. Because that would be something, when I think about possibly a move that could net you Rome, because I like Rome a lot, me personally. I like Ted a lot, to be honest with you. I'm not as down as some people are on Ted, but I like Rome more. So that would be a move that I would be willing to do to figure out how to get Rome Odunze. But I'm trying to make sure it's a smart enough move, because if I can get Ted for Rome plus, and it could just be Rome plus a third, it could be Rome plus like a backup running back right now, like Rome plus DJ Giddens, and DJ Giddens is another guy, but I need to stop getting off tangents, stay on track. But that would be a thing. I would like to see where Rome is in there. But Marvin Harrison, so we're all saying still early first, and we should be able to get, I lost my mouse, and we should still be able to get Marvin Harrison, all these guys up top for early first. Same thing with JSN. You have Garrett Wilson. This must be your next tier. Travis Hunter, A.J. Brown. A lot of people are down on A.J. Brown, and I don't know why. I don't know why his value is falling. When you look at, I know I just said Puka was, I believe, number one. But I want to say A.J. Brown against man was the number one receiver. Not necessarily PFF rating. Now, he was still, when I did a thing on, I believe it was on Reddit, or I might have did a video a while ago, about the top 5 receivers according to PFF versus like something like Keep Trade Cut. And A.J. Brown was definitely top 5 on PFF. Now, A.J. Brown does get hurt sometimes, and you do have to live with that. But when he's on that field, and I know people are down on the Philly offense just because they said they run the ball with Saquon, they run the ball with Hurts. Who cares? He's an efficient wide receiver who, when he gets the ball, he can make plays. That's somebody, if people are wanting to trade like the 106 to 107 for A.J. Brown, yeah, go ahead and knock that out. That's an easy trade for me to make. And I know he's 28 years old right now. He's still a top guy. He still has at least 2 prime years, I believe, left in him. Easily. JSN's a young guy. Sam Darnold, I'm not sure if he's quarterback proof. We're not sure yet. Hopefully he is, because if he's not, his dynasty value will fall again. But I think he should still have a solid season. He's the number 1 receiver. I know you have Cooper Kupp there. They picked up. Did they pick up MVS? They might have, because they get a speed threat down the field. They did pick up Torrey Horton. They got Ricky White as well. And I know they got a couple of receivers, but those are the rookies they got. So, but he's on question number 1, Garrett Wilson. They're saying Justin Fields is throwing to him 200, going to throw to him 200 times. But they don't have a wide receiver 2. Malachi Corley's hurt. Arian Smith, I don't think he's that good of a receiver, but we'll see. They did pick up Mason Taylor, got a tight end. I believe, I forget the other receiver that they might have there. And Aaron Rodgers receiver, I can't think of his name right now, but I know he's there. But yeah, Garrett Wilson definitely top target there. I'm not necessarily as high on it like Garrett Wilson though, to be honest with you though. And I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong about this. I just don't understand. And I was talking to one of my friends about it the other day. I just don't understand how people talk about the quarterback situation and like, hey, he's not producing. He hasn't put up a top wide receiver 1 season yet. And, well, that's what I'm saying. But people still have him rated pretty high. And I'm like, Malik Neighbors in his first year came in and showed what an elite dominant receiver does. Now, they're 2 totally different receivers. But I would still think he could put up a top 12 season if Malik Neighbors could do it in 15 games. So that's just my personal thoughts there. Travis Hunter, he's low on the board. If he was strictly a wide receiver, his value would be higher. If Brian Thomas Jr. was on this team, his value would be higher. But I think that's what's causing it to fall. One of them will emerge as the definite wide receiver 1. If I had to guess, they might play Travis out the slot. He's a smooth guy out there. When I just see some of these clips and whatnot, let me see if I can pull one up. Yeah, I'm over here looking at Travis. I'm like, man, this dude. And they're saying he hasn't played wide receiver that long. Yeah, man, I'm like, he actually might be good. I really wish he would just commit to one or the other, just so you would know. But man, I'm over here looking at him, and like, oh, they got this video looks like. Hold on a second. This video is from. Can we still see it? No. Let's see. This video is on the on Twitter, but this is not really. I'm not even looking. Let me see if I take the volume off. But it's not really. That's, it just goes back and catch the ball there. So that's not really what I'm meaning. Let me find one. I just want a practice route with him and the Jags, to be honest with you, because I think we're thinking of Travis Hunter as this guy that might not be able to do much, and in all reality, he might be actually really, really good out there. And even if he can't, and my thing is, for a guy that didn't run routes that well and to be the number one receiver out there, man, I would say we might have messed up, because he's in your rookie drafts, he definitely doesn't go within 1 or 2. He's usually, because Omarion Hampton usually goes 2, so he's usually in that range from 3 to 6. Because sometimes Cam Ward gets mixed in there. So, man, yeah. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Here we go. There's this channel. It's called. Let me see. This guy, Ricky Wash, but somebody. There's this channel. We got Jackson Dart. So there's this Twitter channel called NFL Rookie Watch. Who is this? Is that Jalen Carter? Oh, okay. Yeah, he talks about Shadur a lot. Okay, here goes the Travis Hunter. And now they say he plays around a lot, which, to be honest with you, I don't care. I don't care. If you're good, hey man, if you're producing, like people say, if you're producing, a lot of things get overshadowed, overlooked. And this one's not even really showing in the routes, because, that's a cool little route, but that's not what I was talking about. There's been some plays of him going against people. And Shadur has been getting a lot of love on this channel. This is Travis just over here just dancing, and Brian Thomas don't like it at all. He don't like it, which makes it funny. Now this one, the DJ Lagway, and then that's a Rich right there. I'm over here looking like, because it got DJ Lagway, I want to say a 6'3", and I'm pretty sure Anthony Richardson is 6'3", 6'4", and I could be wrong, but oh yeah, they got 6'4", 245. Lagway might not be 245, but he looked like he about 6'6". Yeah, Lagway right there, he looked like about 6'6", probably 235 at least. So, yeah, but when you're just looking at these wide receivers, especially early on, here we go. You got Tet, you got Rashid. That's another guy that you're talking about buy low guys. Rashid fits in that category for me, and it looks like his value's gone up up a little bit. Let's see who else. Rome for sure. Rome at 5,100. Yeah, I would make some trades for Rome. Like somebody like Garrett Wilson to go get Rome if I could. Honestly, I feel the same way about JSN, because I know I could get a plus on top of him. And like I said, I already mentioned Tet. I wouldn't necessarily do that for Rashi, because I think Rashi's value will go up. T. Higgins, I would do that for T. Higgins, because I know I'm going to get a plus on top of that. Just him being in the Bengals offense, that's what I could sell. If somebody would do it. That's the major thing. Because Rome's 23, these guys are a little bit older, other than Tet. Garrett Wilson's about a year. Actually, JSN's the same age. So that's something I'm willing to do. Emeka Ibuka's been getting a lot of buzz here. What I listened to? I think it was Mike Evans. Let me see if I can find it. It was Mike Evans saying how Ibuka what did he say? Hold up, let me see if I can find it. It was something like he could catch like Chris Godwin, but he runs like a running back, I want to say. It was, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I see why they took him 18. And I remember that draft I did. I want to say I took him number 5 in my draft, but I'm pretty sure I changed how I felt. But I have to remember, those guys from Ohio State, they actually turned out to be pretty decent. Yeah, so I gotta stop forgetting that. All right, here we go. Let me see if this is the Mike Evans compares. Yeah, I know that, but I want the videos so I can show people that actually watch this eventually. Yeah, because I don't know. Be honest with you, I don't even know if I saw the full video. Man, I was hoping it was on Twitter somewhere. Oh wait, is this it? Oh, that's 6 minutes. I'm not watching 6 minutes of the video. I just want to see the part they talking about Emeka Ibuka. Oh, this actually might be the video. I might have to watch a clip. Okay, 10 seconds. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Y'all can't see nothing. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. All right. Yeah, I know we're joining the insiders, but I honestly would like to see what Mike Evans is going to say. Yeah, it looks like it's just, if that's a Ibuka just talking, he's just talking, but okay. So, all right, let's just read what he said. It said, Mike Evans was surprised by the selection. I didn't expect to draft a receiver either. You just know Jason has always been great in drafts. We wanted to pick the best players available, and for what I've seen so far, he's definitely the best player available, Evans said Thursday. So looking forward for a great year from him. He looks like a running back, but I mean he catches like Chris Godwin, Evans said of Ibuka. He's very polished, a very well-rounded player. Yeah. I think Ibuka might be a steal. He might wind up being a steal. There's a guy named Snoog that I watched their channel on Smash Accept, and he speaks very highly of Ibuka. So I'm really interested to see how that goes. You have Xavier Worthy down here. I would be trying to get off of him. He was good. He was good, but I think with Rashi coming back, that's going to be hit or miss. It just depends on. I'm not saying just get off of him for nothing, but it depends what you get back. Jordan Addison, Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams went up in value. I'm surprised. Late first. Yeah, I would trade a late first. But guys like DK and Zay Flowers, I traded late first for. Jalen Waddle. The thing about Jalen Waddle, he probably will be good this year. The thing is, Tua has to be healthy. If Tua's not healthy, he's not going to be good. Yeah, I don't think Zach Wilson's going to get him the ball. I'm not sure who's it, Quinn Ewers, the other guy. Not sure about that. DJ Moore falling down here. Let's see. Yeah, Pickens, Olave. Olave is a guy to go get. Pearsall, Luther Burden, Jaden Higgins. Jaden Higgins is another guy to go get. I tried to get him in most leagues because I believe him as the number 2 receiver there in Houston is going to be amazing. I know you have Christian Kirk still there, but he's going to be mostly in the slot. Jaden Higgins is 6'4", I think 210, 215. Yeah, it's just right there. The writing's on the wall. He's going to be good. And he's just rated too low right now. You have Jerry Jeudy, Brandon Ayuk. I'm scared about Brandon Ayuk. Mike Evans, Josh Down. I know I'm going. And Tyreek actually might be a guy to get for championship teams. Both Mike Evans and Tyreek, if they're going to be at these values, go get both of them. Let's keep reading. Trey Harris. I do like Trey Harris. I'm not sure how much he's going to play this year, but I do like him. Devontae Adams, he's another guy. If he's below Tyreek, go get him. Keon looked good in camp, but I'm not sure. Cortland Sutton, another guy. And again, I'm talking about championship teams right now. If you're a championship team, go get these guys. If they're telling me I can get these guys for an early second, a mid-second, Tyreek, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, go get these guys. It's just worth it. You telling me I can get us for a second? Man, yeah, I would get any of these guys for a second. Let's see. Pittman, Kyle Williams, Juwan Jennings. Juwan Jennings is another guy I would go get. If we're talking about just for second prices, yeah. It's because the thing about these guys, they're going to not necessarily increase in value, but as far as like a redraft mindset, because a redraft mindset comes into the season for if you're a contender or if playoff bound, things of that nature, you're thinking of guys that are going to get you points. Juwan Jennings, Jacoby Myers, guys like that will get you points. Now, guys that are rebuilding, you're looking at Jalen Knowles, you're looking at Kyle Williams, let's throw Keon Coleman in there, Jack Besh. You're looking at guys like that. But guys contending, yeah, go get Devontae Adams, go get Tyreek Hill. You have to go get these guys. Juwan Jennings, for these prices, Debo Samuel, you know what? You might. You have to see. Because if you can get an early third for the Debo Samuel, just because his value is falling, you might want to just take a shot. Because your third round picks usually don't hit in the first place. You might have 1 to 2 that do hit, but that's if you're lucky, and that's 1 to 2 out of 12. What's the rate on that? I'll say 1 out of 12 is less than 10%. I would say, and it's probably like 8%. And then 1 out of 6 was that about 16%, almost 17%. So you have to really think about that. So I think Debo Samuels for early third. If you can do that, I would spin the block on that. Rashad Bateman, Calvin Ridley. Again, Calvin Ridley's another one. If I know he's 30, but if I can get early third and I'm a contender, go ahead. You have Leggett. I think Leggett will rebound. I hope he does. I have him on a few teams. That's why I'm saying that. Cooper Kupp, I would take a shot for early third. Same with Shaheed, Stephon Diggs. Yeah. Any of those big name guys that you know that can play and you can spend the early third and go get them, go get them every time. Go get them every time for a contender. And if you are a rebuilder, what you do, in my opinion, is you make them spend an extra. So you know their value is worth a third, right? Or early third. Okay. Well, make them and they want them on your team. Make them spend another one. Make them give you 2/3 if they have it. Make it so it's worth it. And then you just got to explain the process to them. Hey, I know your third is going to be late. I'm going to say thirds usually don't hit. Just give me the other one. You know this is a valuable player. Just something that's simple like that. And see if it works. And to be honest with you, just got to take a shot sometimes. Jalen Coker, you should have. Man, if I would have made a channel last year, Jalen Coker would have been the guy that I would have been telling people to get before drafts. Oh, so guess what I should do right now? Let's do a quick PSA. The guy to go get that did not get drafted this year, and I'm going to call my shot on, is Andrew Armstrong. He plays for the Miami Dolphins, and I believe he will be good this year. Okay? I think just when I look at his metrics against zone, against man, he should have got drafted. He did not. That's okay. He will make the 53-man roster. That is my bold prediction. So, and a lot of times when I see people bold predictions, it's not really bold. It's like, okay, Marvin Harrison will be a top 12 wide receiver. Okay, that's cool. And if he's 15, okay, I didn't hit it. But, he's in the league. We're talking about guys right now that he did not get drafted, possibly could not make the 53-man, could be just strictly practice squad, but that was Jalen Coker. And you see the value bump for Jalen Coker now. You could, if you wanted just to get off of him and sell him, last year, you could have probably sold him for a late second and got him on your roster, or sold it for a mid-third. Anywhere from that range, just depending on when you wanted to get off of Coker. And any of those prices, you could have go wash your hands clean with him and be like, hey, got him out because nobody drafted Jalen Coker. He didn't get, and their rookie drafts, he didn't get drafted. So you're like, okay, this is just found money. And if he winds up being something, he just does. And if he falls off this year, hey, I got rid of him. But I could keep stacking. So this year for me, it's Andrew Armstrong. Andrew Armstrong is going to be that guy, and people are going to wonder where he came from. He came from Arkansas. He only had 1 touchdown this year. I'm not sure of the quarterback play, how good it was. It's the same place Isaac Tesla came from. Andrew Armstrong was the better receiver on that team. Andrew Armstrong, the only problem is his age. I think he is 24 right now, I think. And he might be almost turning 25. So that's the only thing about him. And I think Tesla is a little bit younger. Tesla also played at a D2 college. Andrew Armstrong honestly came from a smaller school as well and dominated there as well. So that's the reason I like Andrew Armstrong. And I'm pretty sure COVID had a few factors and the reason why he's so old right now. And, of course, you're like, okay, he's dominating younger guys. But, hey, some of these guys are still top-tier guys in the SEC that just got drafted here that he was, dominating. If you look at the PFF metrics, you look at all the metrics, he's not the fastest guy, but who cares? You don't need to be the fastest guy in the NFL. You need to be able to, if you can catch the ball, quarterbacks like throwing to you. Hey, so right now he's the guy when I say a bold prediction, that's where I'm putting my bold prediction at. Andrew Armstrong. All right, let's get back. Quentin Johnston. The thing is, he might get replaced this year. I know the Chargers staff, they continue to talk high on him, but I'm telling you right now, if let's just say he starts the season over Trey Harris, if he has 2 or 3 plays where he just flat out just drops the ball, he's done. It's over. It's over. So you're literally taking a shot. The thing, and I've been hearing people trying to compare him to Jameson Williams. Problem with that is Jameson Williams it's not that he's never not been good. He just couldn't get on the field because he was doing dumb stuff. He was hurt at first. Then he got suspended, I believe, for the gambling thing. And then I think he got in trouble last year with a cop thing. And I can't remember if he really got in trouble or not, but they just like held him off for a second. So Jameson Williams actually could play. He was, I believe if I looked at just purely PFF, he was considered the best wide receiver coming out. He was hurt that, I think it was that bowl game or the championship game where he got hurt. Because I remember in college, he was definitely that best receiver. Okay, I'm gonna stop there for wide receivers because I'll just keep going. But wide receivers is definitely my thing. I like just looking at the wide receiver landscape. All right, let's look at running back. Let's look at our main guys, and then we'll look at some of the top guys that's coming into the league. All right, Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs, they're interchangeable, to be honest with you. If anybody's willing to give you a plus on either one, I'm going to say just flip-flop. It's honestly that simple. If you're going to give me Jahmyr in a second to get Bijan, or you give me Bijan in a second to get Jahmyr, it does honestly don't matter. Honestly, it could be a third. It doesn't matter because I think they're 1 and 2. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at this point. Bijan does have a chance to surpass both of them. If Bijan comes out and just looks like the next, who was it that played with the Raiders? Was it Bo Jackson that played with the Raiders? I would say it could look like that. I don't think he'll look like that, but if he looks anything like it, yeah, he'll shoot to be the number 1 running back. And again, I believe he's another guy. If you could sell Jahmyr, for like Ashton in a third, or Ashton and anything, go get him. Same thing with Bijan. Go get him. And the thing is, you're taking a shot when you do that because he hasn't played it down in the NFL, so you truly don't know. But this is where sometimes you have to call your shot. If you have a good feeling about a player, and I'll pause there for a second, for people that when you are looking and you have somebody in mind that you feel like you've done your due diligence on, you've looked at, you've seen them, and you feel like they are a good shot, don't let somebody else take them. If you have a good feeling about them, now don't overdraft them by like drafting them 5 rounds earlier than where they're supposed to go. Or or in a rookie draft, take them first round. Like take let's just say you're high on Kyle Williams. Don't take Kyle Williams at the 112. Don't do that. Try to make some trades to figure out how to get Kyle Williams a little bit later in the draft. But if you're high on a guy and you don't play in that many leagues, take a shot, I would say, because the worst feeling is knowing you should have or could have gotten a guy, and then he winds up being this megastar, and then you just have to tell the story about how, man, I could have gotten that guy. I should have gotten that guy. I knew he was going to be good. And then everybody's like, if you knew he was going to be good, why is he not on your team? So that's where you don't want that to happen. But again, going back to Ashton Jeanty, that's where you take the shot there. Okay. Then we fall down a little bit on the running backs. Saquon for early first. If you get early first for Saquon and you're rebuilding, go ahead and do it. Especially if it's an early first and you're sure it's early first, yeah, go ahead and do that. Because I've been saying some things, and it reminds me, I believe, what's his name, Cowboys, DeMarco Murray, about the touches, and it scares me. And Saquon is a great running back, but I'm not going to lie, it scares me. Just because he's had his share of injuries. I know the Eagles' offensive line, can make any running back look good. But it truly scares me. If you could get Omarion Hampton in a swap with Saquon, I wouldn't be opposed to doing it. I honestly would not be opposed to doing it. Devon Achane scares me. It's just his size. Did he have his size? Don't keep track of it. He's 6 foot. But he came in the league. I don't even know if he was 200 pounds when he came in the league. Oh yeah, Devon Achane not 6 foot. He's 5'9". Let me click on his profile. Let me see something. 5'9", 188. That scares me. Not gonna lie to you, that scares me. Bucky Irvin, he shot up the boards last year. And one of my main leagues, I traded him for a first. It wound up being a late first, and really I got a 2025 and 2027 first for him and DeAndre Hopkins. So, and my team was rebuilding, so I was happy to take the first for him. But I think he's probably one of those guys, honestly, where he's a 4th round running back. Well, so was Kyron, so was Chase Brown, so was a lot of other running backs, and you're hesitant to take him this high, just because it's like, I got other guys down here like a Jonathan Taylor, somebody like Travion, somebody like Breece Hall who has fallen. Breece Hall, if you can go get him as well. I will say that. Let's see. Kyron, it's a conundrum with Kyron, and the reason I say that is Kyron honestly could get a contract, and then his value shoots right back up because Kyron's not even 25 yet. Will be 25 during the season, but he's been spectacular for the past 2 seasons. So, but everybody's scared because they're like, oh, okay, Sean McVay and these running backs, they run them into the ground, and then they're done. So, and you honestly, you just don't know. You don't know. If you have Corum, cool. If you have Jarquez Hunter, try to keep him if you can. Unless you get a great deal for him, but yeah, because you just don't know. But that's what's suppressing his value. But redraft, yeah, he's definitely going higher than that. Just looking back here, you got your rookies. You got, of course, Ashton, but you got Omarion Hampton, Travion Henderson, Quinshon Judkins. Travion being ahead of Judkins is interesting. Travion Henderson's profile is definitely better than Judkins, but Judkins has the running back 1 role for his team, and with Travion, I'm pretty sure he does not. It might be neck and neck, but it's going to be split. They paid Ramondre Stevenson, so he's going to at least be running for his running mate for another season, unless Ramondre keeps fumbling. If Ramondre keeps fumbling, it's Travion Henderson's backfield. Jonathan Taylor, is he 26 yet? He is 26, going on 27. Josh Jacobs, just a steady guy. Yeah, just steady guy. If he's healthy, he's going to be good. These prices are kind of just great. Even getting Kyron for mid-first is still good. Chase Brown, too. Kenneth Walker, health. If he can stay healthy, again, somebody like Christian McCaffrey, he can stay healthy. Rebuilders, trade him. Trade him if you can get really good value for him. But contenders, keep him on the roster. Just see, he is 29. He is at that age cliff for running backs, but he also, in my opinion, is a good wide receiver. So if he is able to stay on the field, take a shot. I'm going to say, if anything, he'll get you PPR points. James Cook, his value is probably falling because of the contract dispute. If you can get him, I will say, if you can get him for a late first, go ahead and try your shot. Try your shot just to see. Now, you might only get him for 2 years, but try your shot. But what I will say, if I could trade James Cook for RJ Harvey, go ahead and do that. Now, RJ Harvey was one of my guys, but I honestly, so let me just quick story before I get into it. So RJ Harvey, I thought was going to be a 2nd round rookie pick because every piece of data, when I tell you every piece of data I was looking at, his name would pop up every time. And another guy, he's probably not gonna be on this list, but I'll mention his name earlier. But every piece of data I looked up, he was on. And I'm like, why does his name keep popping up, but nobody's talking about him? And eventually, I just had to say he's my third running back. And I remember the same guy I was talking to. He was asking me, R.J. Harvey, Travion Henderson, or Quinshawn Judkins. I told him R.J. Harvey is my third running back in this class. And of course, you have Omarion Hampton, you have Ashton Jeanty. But R.J. Harvey is, the thing is, when I was looking at his explosive, and I tried to make metrics for all these guys, and so I'm not just like pulling these numbers out of nowhere. But when you look at explosive plays, broken tackles, yards after contact, things of that nature, and you look at R.J. Harvey, you're like, and I know he played at UCF, but still, every year that he was a running back, and I want to say he started as a quarterback if I remember the story correctly, and that's why he's older. And the crazy thing is, a 5'8" quarterback is absolutely insane. I don't know what he was thinking. Somebody actually probably told him right. But it was like 50% on his breakaway runs. Like, the number was insane. So I kept looking at it, and it's like every metric kept saying, R.J. Harvey's going to be good. He is going to be good. He is going to be good. So I had plans to draft this man. I was like, in my main league, I had 3 draft picks. I had the 1-1, 1-2, and 1-12, just first round. And then I believe I had either the 2-2 or 2-3, and some other seconds, if I remember right. He was definitely getting drafted there because my whole plan, get Jaden Higgins, and the league wasn't tight in premium at the time. We did some things. We switched it up. I was like, but I'll go on a tangent. I'll start that. But R.J. Harvey was the guy that I really wanted. But then he started creeping up boards because the metrics said he's good. Then people started watching the film. Film guys started saying he was good as well. Then he got drafted to the Broncos by Sean Payton, which verified everything that I was saying, but I'm like, I'm not going to be able to get him now because he started going up boards. He started going anywhere from the 106, basically 106, 109 is like his range. I haven't seen him fall in the second round in any of my drafts that I've done. I haven't seen him fall in the second round, and I know some people early on were saying he was falling in the second round. He hasn't fallen in any second round for me. Okay, so let's go back. Derrick Henry. We have Derrick Henry. Late first contenders. It is a shot in the dark, but I will say Derrick Henry he's like an alien, to be honest with you. Go ahead and take a shot. Late first, you get him from a rebuilder. Go and take a shot on it. Chuba Hubbard. I think we'll have the backfield. I think he should have a majority of the backfield at the worst. So if you can get him for a second, go ahead and do it. If it's a late first, be a little hesitant. Rebuilders, be a little hesitant. Not rebuilders, I mean contenders. Just be a little hesitant. Just because we got to make sure this offense is good. But again, you do have to take a shot sometimes on these guys. Chuba is one of those guys you could take a shot from because if he does get the backfield, I think he will be efficient in it. We saw it last year when he got it. So be a little hesitant just because of how the offense is. But if you get him for an early second, definitely do it. Alvin Kamara, get him whenever you can. Just get him. He's been good every year. Just get him. David Montgomery, Kim Scatterbo, Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is scaring me because he's in his boot right now. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But it seems like he's in a boot. Him and who's the other guy that was hurt? Damian Pierce. And that's why they brought in Nick Chubb. So, and the crazy thing is I've been getting Nick Chubb in startups quite easily up until this point. So, and I don't think I have any more startups this year. I might make one just to do it on the channel. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Because I would say Joe Mixon, yeah, but he is almost 29. Man, just looking at it. He's almost 29, so you really don't know. And I know Nick Chubb's 29. Oh, that would be tough for me. Charbonnet's not going to get a shot until Kim Walker is gone. Brian Robinson might be his last year, but he is a starter. I will say that. Same thing about DeAndre Swift. Same thing with Isaiah Pacheco. Same thing with James Conner. James Conner and Trey Benson, take a shot on James Conner. Just go. If he gets injured, you're just out of luck. But it's just a second-round pick. I will say that. Yeah, if you can get James Conner for a second, go ahead and do it. I would take James Conner over DeAndre Swift, Pacheco, Brian Robinson, even Charbonnet. Just go ahead and do it. If you have Trey Benson, it makes it better. If you don't, Tyrone Tracy is another guy. I actually had him put in a trade in a best ball league just because I had more than enough quarterbacks in that league. And of course, I was able to get. I got Travis Hunter out of that, and I got some other mid-round picks as well. But it's interesting. Cam Scatterbo is rated higher than him, but he might wind up being a starter. Now, the thing with him, he's already almost 26. He fumbles a lot, but he's really never played running back before. If he can fix the fumbling, he can be good, just because we know he can catch out the backfield. And he was a pretty good rusher last year. So, the thing gives people cause for pause. He was a 5th-round pick. Cam Scatterbo is a 4th-round pick. If he messes up, Cam Scatterbo's taking that job. If he doesn't, I think he'll control the majority of the timeshare. He's more explosive than Scatterbo, but Scatterbo might be a better football player than him. So, we got to see. A late 2nd-round pick, though, is not bad, though, to get the starting running back. Give it Travis Etienne. If Travis Etienne can come up and be good, and if we're talking about we're in 3rd-round pick top of the 3rd-round pick value, late 2nd, might be worth a shot. I don't see why Tootin should be ahead of him. To be honest with you, Tootin really hasn't done anything in the league. Tony Pollard, you got Tony Pollard, Jadon Blue. I'm not sure about Jadon Blue, man. I'm not sure. My metrics I never saw Jadon Blue on any of my metrics. Not once. Like some of these other guys, like they might pop up accidentally. Like, and when I say accidentally, I mean like, oh, okay, that's interesting. They're on there. Jadon Blue, I never saw him. I never saw his name pop up. Which I know a lot of people like Hayes with the Cowboys. I'm starting to think it's just Cowboys hype. Okay? So, but they say he's fast. I don't know. Honestly, that's one I truly don't know. Jaylen Warren, Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones. I wonder why they keep putting the bench guy over the starter. But because Aaron Jones is definitely a starter until he gets hurt, then Jordan Mason will be the starter. I'm not sure what week that'll be, but whatever week it is, we'll figure it out. You have Najee, who you thought he was in a good role, and then they drafted Demarion Hampton. So you just don't know. Dylan Sampson, if Cleveland decides to do a 1-2 punch, it'll be good for Sampson. If not, he's just a bench guy. Jalen Wright, okay? What I'll tell people, if you get Trey Benson for Jalen Wright, go ahead and do it. Now, I think Jalen Wright is a better running back in everything than Trey Benson. But the thing is, people are scared because he didn't really play last year. But the thing again, he didn't play last year. My thing, and I think stats say Trey Benson was better towards the end of the year. I'm like, okay. But they both really didn't play. But the reason I say that is Raheem Mostert is out of town. And if you can get Jalen Wright in that same or similar role that Raheem was playing, and it seems like they're playing Devon Achane a little bit on the outside as well. If you get Jalen Wright, and he's bigger than him. He's 210. He's actually bigger than Mostert. If you can get him playing that similar role, and if he's anywhere close to being as efficient as what Mostert was, not in 2024 but in 2023, did I say that right? Yeah. Got you a gold mine. Easily. It got you a gold mine running back who might get anywhere from 10 to 15 touchdowns if he can play that goal line role. If he can play the goal line role. But even if he can't, if you can get a guy who can get you 805, 806 for these prices, you're good. That's a good get for this side of town. Javonte Williams might be the starter. Not sure how efficient he's going to be. He says he's healthy. Not sure. Grindo, good backup just in case McCaffrey is not healthy. J.K. Dobbins just got to Denver. Probably split time. We'll see. Rashad White, he's still a good passing down, third down passing down guy. Problem is if Bucky actually does get better at that role, then Rashad's really not going to have a role, which sucks because I do have Rashad on a couple teams. Jarquez Hunter, I have not seen, unless I skipped him, I haven't seen Blake Corum. If Blake Corum is under Jarquez, that's interesting. Yeah, Ramondre Stevenson too down here low. Some of these guys are really good gets for thirds. DJ Giddens, I like him because it seems Jonathan Taylor gets hurt every year. And that's the other guy. He's the other guy that pops up on lists. So, I like it. I like DJ Giddens. DJ Giddens can catch. They said he was hurt last year with a wrist injury. Still was making plays. Still running the ball. I think he's 6'1", 212, I think. Yeah, I think he might be a good get, especially. And the thing is, he's a three-year junior. Came out of Kansas State, was able to still put up good numbers there, and last year wasn't even his most efficient season, to be honest with you. But then you learn he has the wrist injury, which things start to make sense when you start saying stuff like that, and. He still ran a 4.4. I think it was a 4.43, 212. Possibly a really good get in whatever round because he's going to fourth rounds and he's going to mid to end of third round to fourth rounds of rookie drafts. If you can get him for a third, take a shot, and that's for rebuilders and contenders. Just because you know Jonathan Taylor is going down at some point. I'm not sure. And you don't want to say somebody's going to get injured, but you have a good idea he's going to get injured. It's just been happening every year. And so if that's going to be the case, you might as well take a shot. And for a third, because me personally, I'm not trading him for a third because I'm trying to double up on the value. I'm trying to see if he'll eventually go to even the first round value because he might be the Bucky Irvin. He might be the guy you look at and like, oh, he can catch the ball. Because the thing is, that's what Bucky did at Oregon. He could catch. He had like 50 catches and receptions at Oregon. And then he could also rush. And I look at PFF a lot, and I try to parse the numbers as well as I can. But I look at it and I'm like, oh, DJ Giddens, you're actually pretty good. And he's the other one. So it was R.J. Harvey and DJ Giddens that always pop on the list. Ashton Genty numbers was astronomical. He was number one every time, unless I mess something up. But yeah, Algier, good backup, could be a starter somewhere. I think eventually. Jordan James, you just get him just because you don't know who's going to get injured in San Francisco. You might as well go get. I think his name's Corey Kiner from Cincinnati. Go get him. Hey, go get him too. Just to see. You got to see. Ollie Gordon. Now he would be the Jalen Wright killer, but I don't think even his good year in college still wasn't as good as what people were thinking, just from efficiency metrics. So, Roschon Johnson, everybody's saying he's going to be the David Montgomery in Ben Johnson's offense. We'll see. Rico Dowdle, if you get him for a fourth, yes. I wouldn't trade a third for him though. Audric Estime, again, fourth, not a third. A lot of these guys maybe for a fourth. Not. David Martinez, I personally like him. Nick Chubb. For a fourth, I'm getting Nick Chubb for a fourth. I'm sorry. But David Martinez, maybe. I don't know, man. I like him, but I know he's behind Kenneth Walker. I know he's behind Charbonnet. That's the only issue. But he was a good running back in college. All right. I have other duties I have to do. What I'm going to do, I'm going to come back later. I'm going to finish up because I had a few things. I need to talk about the tight ends. I need to talk about some of these rookies that coming into the 2026 class that I do want to talk about. So I'm going to stop the stream here. But I should come back later because, again, the theme is consistency. I will be consistent. Thank you for watching.